today we are going to be working on a few different drawings, and you have lots of different options, so listen closely and make sure you choose what you are most comfortable with. So our first option is to draw a panda. Okay, so we'll be starting with pencil and we'll be drawing a panda and then coloring it in. Alright, and then our second choice is a monkey, again starting with pencil and then coloring it in. If you are feeling very advanced today, then you can do both. Alright, so we're going to be doing the panda and the monkey next to each other. You can do that if you would like to. And if you're feeling even more advanced, you can add in a background. So you can add in vines and a forest floor to kind of make them look like they're in a forest together. So it's a whole scene with a panda, a monkey, and the forest background. Okay, so remember, please choose what you are most comfortable with. If the panda is really tricky for you, stop after drawing the panda and just work on coloring it in. Okay, do not feel like you have to draw everything that I am drawing. So decide what you're going to draw, grab a pencil, and let's get started. Alright, welcome to Art with Alex. As you just heard me say, we have many different options today, so go ahead, choose what you think you're going to do. And remember, if you decide halfway through, oh, this might be too tricky, then just go back to and stick to the panda, okay? So, we're going to start with the panda. If you are drawing the panda and the monkey, I would suggest starting with the panda on the right side so that we have space for the monkey. If you're just doing the panda, then you can fill up the whole page. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with the panda. So, we're going to start with the panda's head, which is basically just kind of like an oval shape, but a little bit closer to a regular circle than an oval. So kind of a wide oval. And again, I'm going to sketch this out with my pencil, and then see, for reasons like that, that's why we use pencil, so that we can go in and we can erase lines that we don't want. Alright, so that is my panda's head. Alright, and now we're going to go and add some ears. So like I was saying before, we're starting with pencil, and then we'll go in and darken those lines with marker, as usual. Alright, so the ear is going to just be an up and over, kind of a rounded square. See how it's kind of a square, but the corners are rounded. Same thing on the left side. These are our panda's ears. Alright, so I just have 3 shapes so far, and 2 of them are the same. Alright, so now let's move on down to the body, and once we finish the body, then we'll draw his face. We're going to start right about here on your circle, on your oval, for the arm. So you're just going to curve this line down to about there, and start curving up to create that arm shape. And let's go ahead and let's do the same thing on the other side. Exact same thing. Alright, and remember, the reason we do it in pencil, look, I did this a little short, so I'm just going to erase, instead of starting over the entire thing, I can just erase the bottom and fix what I don't like about it. Alright, and now, okay, we're actually going to take these arms all the way up, because they're going to then be colored in black a little bit later. Now for the body, okay, just another kind of oval shape, but this time only the bottom half of the oval. So watch what I'm doing here. I'm coming down and back up, and that's all I'm doing for the shape of his body. Now feet, legs, okay, similar to the ears, okay, but a little bit longer. So again, that rounded rectangular shape, just coming out like this. Alright, and if there's a few lopsided things that we don't like, this is the time to go in and fix it. That's why we always use pencil. Makes it really easy to erase. And I'm going to lengthen this leg out as well. Alright, so that is the very basic shape of our panda. Now let's go in and give it a face. Alright, then we'll get on to coloring it. So, The panda's eyes are going to be inside black spots. So first we're going to draw the black spots, another oval shape. This time I want you to challenge yourself and slant that oval. See how I'm drawing it on a diagonal? Like that. And then the exact same thing over here. Oops, there we go. A little lopsided, but again, the eyes are going to be inside of these, so it's okay if they're a little lopsided. I am actually going to fix this one a little bit. Alright, so they're a little more even. So I liked that right one better, so let's make it look like the right one. There we go. Now the eyes inside, just a circle. Let's do the circles first. Circle here and circle here. And then at the bottom of the circle, just like this, I'm going to shade in another little circle, and that is going to make it look more like an eye. Right? And remember, those these circles right here, these ovals I mean, are going to be colored in black so that it looks more like a panda. Almost done. So now for the nose. Our nose, I want you to start with a triangle like this. And then I want you to round it out. Round it out. And we can do that more with marker as well. And then watch what I do for the mouth. Down and up. And down and up. Alright, so it's kind of like a W leading up to that nose. And that is the basic shape of our panda today. And so it kind of just looks like a bear, right? Well, the color is what really is going to make him look like a panda. So what I want you to grab now is a black marker. I'm going to use this permanent marker. You can use any black marker you have on hand. You can shade darkly with a pencil as usual. You can use a black pen, a crayon. Alright, I would just suggest getting the darkest material you have. Alright, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to trace all of these pencil lines. Okay, even the parts that we are not coloring in black, even his white parts, going to be traced with Sharpie. You can trace this in any order you want. I don't really know why I started at the arms, but I did. Alright, all we're doing is just tracing these pencil lines that we already have. Alright, let's go up to his head. And remember, get that pencil line correct before you go in with this marker. Because now all we're doing is tracing over our pencil, because we've already erased all of our little things we didn't like, right, with the pencil. And now his face. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you how we're going to color in these spots around his eyes, okay? So I'm going to start coloring in here. And actually, before I reach this eye, so that this is going to help me not color in the white part. So watch what I do. I'm going to trace as well as I can around this line. Be very careful because it's very small, right? And then I'm going to color over just the black part of the eye, so that there's just a little bit of white left. Really not a ton of white left, but enough to make it look like an eye. Alright, so again, I'm coloring in all the white except for that little top part of his eye. And I'm going to do the same part over the same coloring over here. So starting, and it's okay if you don't quite trace the pencil. Okay, we can erase that later because it's better than just coloring the whole thing in black. Alright, so we're just leaving that little bit of white. And now all of a sudden he's kind of starting to look like a panda. Alright, now let's go down to the nose. Same thing with the nose. Remember to round that triangle out a little bit. Color it in. And then trace over our W. Alright, so now we have all of our tracing. Now all that's left to do is color in to make him look more like a panda. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to color in his legs, his arms, and his ears. Alright? You can do different coloring if you'd like to, but I believe that this really makes him look like a panda. So I'm going to take my black material or my dark pencil, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to color in those 6 things: 2 ears, 2 arms, and 2 legs. And so let's go ahead and do that and then meet back up to start on our next part. Alrighty, so now we have colored in our panda, and what started to just look like a bear now kind of looks like a panda bear. We can tell because of the coloring, alright? And again, this is a really good one to do if you don't have markers, because you can just color in dark with that pencil and it'll basically still look like black and white, okay? Which is what we're getting at with the panda. So, one last thing, alright, once you have this, if you're like me and you kind of missed some of your pencil marks, right, and you want that nice clean white, you can just go in and you can erase, because now that my marker, if you used another material, okay, like a colored pencil, or you just use pencil, definitely be more careful with this. But if you used marker, once it's dry, you can just go in and you can erase, and it won't erase that marker, but it will erase that leftover pencil. So now I have a nice clean panda bear. Alright, so if that was challenging for you, I want you to just stick with that. Maybe try to draw another one. You can always make a colorful panda bear if you want to. It does not have to be black and white. Alright, but if you're feeling up for the challenge, let's go ahead and let's make a monkey as well. So I'm going to hop right over here and we're going to start on the monkey with pencil. Alright, remember, if you're already feeling challenged, don't push yourself. But if you thought that was really easy, then let's come over here and let's do something a little trickier with the monkey, okay? So there's just a few more shapes involved with the monkey is the reason why I think it's a little trickier, okay? But I'm still going to go shape by shape, alright? So if you're not sure if you can do it or not, just give it a try, alright? Give it a try and keep practicing. So the first thing we're going to draw on the monkey is his nose and mouth area, okay? So overall, I'm going to try to make him hang from a vine, like his hand is going to be hanging on a vine. So I'm going to start him up here to make sure that he can reach up to the top of my paper. That's what I'm going to do. But if you're just doing yours on white with no background, then don't worry about his location, okay? So I'm going to start right about here, and I'm going to draw an oval. So kind of like what I did for the panda, except more of an oval shape and smaller. Alright, so to get that oval shape, I kind of had to draw a few extra lines, so I'm going to go in and erase what I don't want so I can know exactly what I'm working with. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to draw his head. All the head is, so we've done an oval, all the head is a circle, except you're just going to stop at the oval, right? So you're just going to go up and over, just like that, and that's his head. Alright, and if you want to shape this out a little bit, I kind of cut it short. There we go. And now I can erase this line. Alright, so an oval and then kind of half a circle there. And what we're also going to do, okay, and this is going to make more sense once we start to color it in. Alright, I'm going to start right inside of my head that I just drew. And I'm going to trace along the edge of my line. Now, when I get here, I'm going to go down and up and then back down over here. So again, we're going to be coloring that in brown, alright, to make him look more like a monkey. So all I've done is an oval, this kind of half circle shape, and then this line. All the line is I'm coming up as if I'm drawing a circle, and then I'm coming down here. I'm dipping down with a U shape, and then coming back up and down. Alright, now let's go ahead and finish his face before we get to the body, okay, so that we can get the tricky stuff out of the way, okay? So you're going to give him a smile, which is just a line coming up across, right? Make sure it curves up so it looks like he's smiling. It's basically just going along the same shape as the oval, right? And then his little nose, his nostrils are going to be right here. And I'm going to color those in. So right now I'm just going to make 2 little marks so that I know where they're going to be. Now I'm going to give him ears, which are going to sit right in between the head and the mouth. Okay, so you're just going to make the center of the ear kind of right here. Right there. Okay, and then I'm going to draw another semicircle right there. Right, so kind of 2 half circles, a small one and a little bit of a bigger one. And then here, same exact thing, a little bit of a bigger one, now a smaller one. Alright, so you can already start to see this monkey. He's finally becoming a monkey. We can see his face and everything. Alright, now let's finish up his face with his eyes. Okay, so all I'm going to do for the eyes, one's going to be going up and down here, and one is up and down here. Alright, so it's just like you're drawing an oval, but then you just stop there. So if I wanted to finish the oval, I'd come down here, right? But I'm just going to stop there, and I'm going to do the same thing right here. Alright, so he has these big, cute eyes. And now, as I did with the panda, to make it look more like an eye, I'm going to make this black part right here, and I'm going to color it in so that we can start to see what it looks like. And the reason I'm not filling it in over here is because I'm actually going to give my monkey some colorful eyes, right? So I'm going to give him some blue eyes once I start coloring with my marker. Alright, you don't have to do that, but that's why I'm leaving space, unlike the panda. Alright, so that is our monkey's face. We can start to see our cute little monkey. Okay, and now the body. So I think the face was the trickiest part. So you guys are almost done, and you've already done the hardest part. Okay, so the body, basically like what we did for the panda, starting right under his mouth on the left side, coming down with an oval and coming back up. Okay, and I keep kind of cutting my lines short today, but we all have off days, and then we just get to fix it, and that's why I like to use pencil. Just like that. There we go. And now, as we did with his head, we're going to draw another line, exactly what you just did, except inside, so a little bit smaller. And that's going to be his stomach. It's going to be a different color than his brown fur. Alright? So now just his arms and legs and tail. That's all we have left to do. So, his arms, you can make them a little bit of a different shape if you want to. I'm going to, again, like I said, I'm going to make this one reach up so it looks like he's hanging from a vine. Okay? But you can make them a little squiggly. So watch. I'm going to make this squiggle line like that so it kind of looks like his arms are in motion, maybe like he's dancing. And now I'm going to draw the same line to make that thin arm like that. And we're going to do the hands in just a second. Let's do all the arms and legs first. I'm going to make my other arm just come down this way, like this. Alright, so those are my 2 arms. So make them about at the same level, but see, this one's a little lower, and that's okay. But make them about at the same level. So now for his legs, okay, I'm actually going to make mine go off the page. Just like that. This one I'm not going to make go off the page. I'm just going to give him a little foot shape, which is basically just like that. So a backward C, right, and then connecting it like that. That's an easy foot that you can do. But the other one, if you don't want to deal with feet, you can just make his feet go off the page. That's what I like to do if I don't want to draw feet. Alright, and then this hand, okay, this is the edge of my paper right here, so I'm actually going to make my hand go off the page as well. And I'm going to draw this hand. So watch, if you want to draw the hand, okay, look here. All I'm going to do, I'm just going to give him 5 fingers, okay? But they're just going to be really basic, so watch. I'm just going to start over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just make sure you have enough space for 5, okay? It does not have to look super realistic. Alright, that's all we're going to do. And one more thing that he is missing, his tail. So I'm going to put his tail right where his leg and body meet right here. So I'm going to make it, you can make it curving around, you can make it look however you want, and then the tip curves around like this, and you just trace that line back in. So now we have our full monkey. Alrighty, so now what I want you to do, you're either darkening your pencil lines with pencil, or you're using a black marker or whatever black material you'd like. So we're not coloring in our monkey black like we did our panda, but I'm still going to outline everything in black. So let's go ahead and do that, okay? I'm going to outline, then we'll color in the black part of the eyes, and then we'll talk about color. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll jump back together and move on. Alright, so we have outlined our monkey. I left the eyes and the nose so that we could do that together. So for the nose, I'm just going to color in these little nostrils like that. Alright, and then for the eyes, I am going to trace the outside, like that. And then I'm going to color in this black part. And again, I'm going to add color as well, so I'm not going to color in the whole bottom of the eye. Alright, and then I'm going to give him a little hair on top. So 1, 2, 3 little sprouts to make him look extra cute. Alright, so now we get to move on to color, okay? So again, you can shade in. I'm going to be using dark brown and then a lighter kind of pinkish color for his stomach and his mouth, okay, and the front of his face right here. So his arms, the outside of his body, and the top of his head are going to be dark brown, and the rest is going to be this light pink. So if you just have pencil, you can shade in dark when I do brown and shade in light when I do the pink, alright? Or you can use different colors. I'm also going to use this blue for his eyes. So I'm going to start with that because this is just me adding on a little pop of color into this drawing since we're using browns and blacks. So again, I went ahead and I added in some color. You can either not do that or do a different color. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's start with coloring in brown. So his legs are going to be all brown. So you're either coloring in brown, coloring in with dark pencil, okay? Or you can make him black if you want to. Or you can make him any other color. Okay, but this is just a suggestion. If you're not quite sure how you want to color him, then you can go ahead and you can follow me if you have these colors on hand. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to color all of the brown parts, arms, legs, tail, this outside, and then this top of his head right here, and the outside of his ears, and then we'll jump back together and we'll do the rest of the coloring. Alright, so now we have colored in the outside of our monkey. The reason I stopped here and here was because those parts are going to be colored in with this lighter color. So his hands and the inside of his ears I'm going to make look a little different. Alright, and one thing I forgot to talk about is erasing these pencil lines, right? So I was super off when I traced this, so I'm just going to go and I'm going to erase that. My dark brown basically covered it. But for the parts that I'm coloring with a light color, I want to make sure to erase those pencil lines. So we're going to go in and we're going to color in his belly. Alright, so go ahead, color in the belly, color in his mouth area, and also color in this area up here. The only part I am keeping white today are the inside of the eyes, right here. So these two spots right there, that's the only thing I'm keeping white. So let's go ahead and let's color in whatever light color you have for his stomach and his mouth and nose area and this face part. Alright. Alright, so awesome job if you have done both of these animals, even if you've just done one, okay? I know you guys are choosing what you are comfortable with, so awesome job no matter what you did. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to talk about is if you want even more of a challenge. So if you feel like you want to add even more to these two animals, we are going to add background. Okay, and what I'm going to do for this is I'm just going to go in with my marker because a lot of these lines are just going to be kind of crazy and messy anyway, and so it's okay if I don't start with pencil. So again, if you want a challenge, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I'm going to do some vines. I'm going to start with the vine that my monkey is hanging off of because I want to make sure that this makes sense, this whole story that I'm telling. So I'm going to start, all my vines are just going to be wavy lines like this, so watch. And then I'm going to go right next to it and create that full vine. So now I'm going to make his hand be on top of the vine, so the rest of the vine is going to be coming up and out this way. Alright, try your best to not get it on his hand, but if you do, that's okay. Alright, so now my monkey is hanging on a vine, and watch what I'm going to do for the rest of my vines. I'm just going to go in with these squiggly lines and I'm going to make them overlapping. You can even have one hanging down if you want. And I'm going to make them going all over the top of my panda and monkey. Alright, so now all of a sudden they're in a jungle with vines, monkeys swinging. Alright. And we can also, so those are our vines, alright, and if you want to add details such as leaves, you can. Let me show you a few examples of those, and then I'll show you the colored version. So for leaves, I just like to do little rounded triangles. You can do them wherever you want. Again, I like doing this with Sharpie just because it's kind of messy anyway, so it's okay that we don't start with pencil. So you can do those if you'd like to, otherwise just stick to the vines. Last thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to make them stand on the jungle floor. So I'm just going to go across and watch what I do. I stop at my monkey's leg and I pick up my marker and then I continue over. Same here. So it looks like he's standing on the ground. And I'm going to go right, I'm going to pull it up so that it looks like Panda is standing on the ground. So I just did a wavy line all the way across. Alright? And now I am going to show you a colored in example, alright? You can color it however you want, but here's what I ended up doing. Right, so I did the vines, I did the floor, I also added in some grass, right? So you can add in some zigzags, some extra waves here, if you'd like to. And I just had fun with it. I went in with these colors, alright? So, bunch of greens. Alright, you can do brown if you want. You can do whatever colors you want. But if you want it, if you really want those jungle colors, you can use greens and browns. Alright, so I went in and I just did this motion. Right? Like that until the paper or until the ground was covered. Okay? And same up here. I just colored in all different kinds of greens to make those vines look really fun. Okay? So, this is what we've done together today, and then you're going in, if you'd like to color in that background. Here's a suggestion if you'd like to follow the same colors that I use. Alright, so today we used a pencil, we used a black marker, and then we used some greens and some browns as well for our monkey, and the greens for our background. Alright, so awesome job. I'm very proud of you guys. Whether you drew just the panda, just the monkey, both, or the background, okay? Very good job. Keep practicing. You can even practice and maybe later in a few days you can go in and you can try the monkey or you can add the background. Alright, so awesome job. Very exciting work today, and I will see you guys next time.